wasn't one of our better games. We let them back in the game a couple of times. We had a chance to close them out. We missed Courtney open a couple of times off of one of our offenses. They took it, and they scored 8 or 9 straight points off of that. We had an 18-point lead, and we had Courtney on a slip screen wide open. We turn it over, they go down and score, come back and hit a 3. We can't do stuff like that. And there's no doubt that they looked at the Colorado film because they come out there and they meant to get aggressive with our guards. And they took Jalen and Savannah out early. I thought as we kept on knocking and running our offense, and we finally were able to do some things. Nos got a little tired and got to doing followaways instead of putting it against the glass. And, we got to correct that.
Coach, I remember after the second exhibition, you talked about how you think this team's going to be pretty good defensively, and through one regular season game, it seems to be a pretty good hypothesis so far. What did y'all do well on that end of the court to hold them to the 47, and particularly the low shooting number?
Well, if you come to our practices, and you do often, we really concentrate and focus on our defensive end. We know we can shoot the ball well. We got to get better defensively. We held a pretty good Memphis team. I think at the end of the year we'll see that. I think they were picked, 3rd or 4th in their conference. Well, we held them 47 points tonight in a Division I game. I mean, that's pretty good defense. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well, but we played pretty good defense. We rebounded the ball. I hadn't even looked yet. We had 41 rebounds. They had 45. What did we shoot? We ended up shooting for the game,
36, probably.
Is that it? Hell,
I don't have a box in front of me, so I don't know.
I'm trying to figure this thing out.
I think it's the last box on the
Well, whatever it is, it don't matter. We won the game. I keep focusing in on this stat here that says 67 to 47.
That's all that matters.
That's when it matters to me.
On nights like tonight where the shooting maybe the shots aren't going down as often, how nice is it to have a team that can get to the free throw line as often as y'all do and get some openings that way?
Well, again, we're good shooters. So what do we do? 24 out of 27 is probably the difference in the game. So, they shot 11 free throws, I'm sure, on the way back down to Memphis. It had to be the officials. It had to be that we got to the line more. But they're really aggressive getting up the line, running through us. And I thought the officials on that part did a pretty good. There were some things that were suspect there, but I'll have to look at the film and see if they were right or if I was right. But, I thought Savannah got upended there early. I thought we got a touch foul on, I can't remember which one it was, Tamia maybe, as she was going through. They called a push-off on her, and I thought, one of the emphasis on the officials' tape this year is that when you're going to the basket, you can't have a hand on the hip. And they had a hand on the hip, and they came over and said they thought they might have missed that. But in a game like this, we can't miss those type things. That's what they're playing. They were a very aggressive basketball team that had some very good athletes.
Coach, you guys turned them over 20 times and grabbed a lot of, timely offensive rebounds. How are you guys able to take advantage of those extra possessions?
Well, you got to go back to our defensive end, our scout. I think Matt and Tom had this scout, and they did a good job getting it through to what we needed to do, and our kids executed. We had 15 turnovers, but I think at halftime we had 11 maybe, or 12, and then we ended up with 2 turnovers. I think if you want to look at the big difference in this basketball game, we had 2 young ladies that we didn't think were playing good at halftime, and they came back out and played better. And you look at their best player, Griggs, only had 1 point in the second half. So Jalen Gregory did an outstanding job on her the second half. Outstanding.
Those first couple exhibition games, you were saying that you think you guys can get in the passing lanes a little bit better. Do you think you guys have improved in that?
Absolutely. I thought Tamia Scott might have had the best overall game tonight, to be honest with you. She didn't get a lot of points. If she hits a layup 2 different times, she has a double-double. So that's pretty good for a sophomore. And one of the things we've been challenging her on is getting up the line, playing better defense, and she rebounded the ball well. And those shots that she missed, she's usually automatic on that, I'll just tell you. Hey, thank y'all.
Yeah, Sage, we were talking, but before Coach came in, I think you had 15 points at the end of the first quarter. What was working well in those first 10 minutes where you were able to find a lot of success offensively?
They were not doubling at all anytime, so I just had to go straight up there, one-on-one, and score every time.
And then, Savannah, obviously not a great shooting night for the team as a whole, but y'all got to the line 27 times as a team, made 24 of them. How big are free throws, and y'all being able to get to the line as often as y'all do for the team?
Well, whenever they put pressure on us in the full court, we got a lot of good guards just beating the trap, beating the hedge. And, once they collapse, someone's going to be open. So you can have the dump or you can finish it and make them foul you. So really just settling in, taking advantage of that, and just seeing what really opens up. And once the second half started and realizing and kind of seeing everything like that, it obviously started working well.
What was it about, maybe the scout plan or just y'all's overall effort that made y'all so successful defensively tonight?
I mean, we just prepare every day. We've been going over their play since the beginning of the week. So really kind of just settling and preparing ourselves, our mind, our mentally, physically. Every game matters. So, now we got this one over with, now we got to move on to the next. So really just preparing ourselves, our mind, and physically every single day is big key.
Anastasia, I'd have to check, but I think that this might have been, at least in regulation, a career high in minutes for you tonight. How have you prepared for sort of the Iron Woman mentality that Coach Insel has for a lot of his starters, where they're playing close to 40 minutes?
I can't know for sure never that we're going to play the match minutes because I was expecting us to play a little over 20 and start with Euler. But I always have to be prepared for the worst, not the worst, but to be the toughest either way. So I always be prepared to the team's going to be tough on us against us. I always be prepared to run my legs out and get on my breath. So I was just getting my second breath sometimes and we'll get a lot of time out. So it was helping too.
And Savannah closes it out for me. To me, Scott's somebody that maybe our fan base hasn't been introduced to a lot yet, but really good game from her tonight. I think 8 points, 10 rebounds. What would you like Lady Raider fans to know about Tamia, after nights like tonight?
She's going to get better each and every day, and we can all say I'm very proud of her. I think she's got great length, kind of like what Coach said, just kind of teaching her to get up the line, really even with myself too. But ultimately, she's just going to get better from here on out. And they challenged her this week with guarding one of their best players, and she obviously accepted that challenge very well. And just overall, so proud of her and her effort and her energy. But she's going to keep growing for sure. So the sky's the limit for her.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.